I'm surprised so many of you are sticking around. Thank you. Thank you, Rating Party. You're all incredibly based and handsome and probably well endowed. Gotta redistribute that wealth. I'm itching for that link. Yeah, redistribute the link wealth, my dude. Sir Fontaine, you gotta send it to a mod. Send it to a mod. Mods, where's Link? I've never wanted anything more in my life. I don't know how to use Twitch commands. I'm very new. Okay, here we go.
Paul Robeson went here, the famous black communist.
Oh gosh. Oh, she doesn't know who that is. I can already tell. I can already tell she doesn't know who this is.
Paul Robeson went here, the famous black communist.
Communist. Should we be celebrating that?
Are you triggered?
No, I'm asking you a question.
I believe, communism's a great thing, actually.
The idea of communism is, absolutely liberating. It's the idea of, embracing a collective spirit to, build a better world.
Yes, resist. What are you resisting?
I'm resisting you, bitch.
Wow, very progressive and brave.
I need to point out, again, this is the gotcha moment that they thought was best to put in this video. This is the thing that they thought was going to be the good gotcha to run in this video. I need to stress, guys. This video isn't put together by these two people. It's not put together by these two people. It's put together by her and her people. This was it. This was what her people thought was the good moment to put in this video. Oh my gosh. The thing is, if I ever learned that Kaitlin Bennett was fake, I would be so upset, guys. But the best part about Kaitlin Bennett is that I know that she's basically neo-Nazi adjacent and 100% believes all of the things that are in her videos. So I just and the best part is I don't overconsume Kaitlin Bennett content. I don't. The last time I watched this was on election night. What's going to happen to when the illegal votes are discounted after Trump wins? Well, an uncooked turnip, illegal votes are generally not counted in elections, so it's probably not going to change the results that much. They attacked her here in Ohio. I don't know that they... Oh, Tricorn Hat Guy, thank you for the subscription. I genuinely and sincerely, thank you very much. They attacked her, I think largely because she antagonizes people. You have to understand, she directly goes to these college campuses to get people angry. So, I don't know, I'm not surprised when she gets people angry. That's why she has bodyguards, I guess. Anyway, let's watch this video.
Communism is absolutely liberating. It's the idea of embracing a collective spirit.
It is very dangerous, but also maybe you shouldn't be a conservative firebrand who's talking about shitty positions all day and being a bigot on college campuses. Yeah, it's Poop Girl.
To build a better world.
Yes, resist. What are you resisting?
I'm resisting you, bitch.
Wow, very progressive and brave.
Is this a show?
Yes, you're live right now.
Live? Oh, what is
Yeah,
this show?
we're live right now. This show is Liberty Hangout Show.
Liberty Hangout Show.
Subscribe, hit the notification bell.
Notifications, subscribe.
Can you tell us Liberty Hangout #1 YouTube channel? Subscribe. Give us a little plug.
Liberty Hangout #1 YouTube channall. Subscribe to them.
Perfect. Okay, question for you. Hi guys, do you want to do a group
pathetic.
interview here? You look cute. You gotta show that outfit off, okay? All right, real quick. I won't hold you guys up.
Me and James are both white people.
She didn't even ask this guy questions. She just had him shill for the show and then ignored him. What? Well, thank you, Stubble Boy. I appreciate that.
We are in the oppressive class, and we recognize.
Am I in the oppressive class?
Yeah, just we benefit from white privilege in a way that it's not obvious, but it's in a more subtle way. I mean, look around. Do you see any indigenous people?
Yeah, I talked to a lot today, actually.
Really? What tribes were they from?
I didn't ask because that's not important to me.
But
Do
it
you know
is.
do you know the history?
It's not
of-
important
I
to
am
me.
trans,
This
yes.
campus?
Tell me about it.
This was built, most of it was built by slave labor.
Why are you here?
Many buildings have the names of slaveholding families.
Why do you go in them?
Well, because Rutgers has a legacy also on top of this with really radical politics. Paul Robeson went here, the famous black communist.
Oh, communist. Should we be celebrating that?
Are you triggered?
No, I'm asking you a question.
I like how she skips over who is Paul Robinson or Robinson. I can't even speak right now. I'm so tickled. But she skips right over that because she recognizes the word communist. Oh, this is great. And this lady's loving it too. I love this.
I believe, communism's a great thing, actually. I mean, obviously, it's been implemented in ways that haven't been effective in some
Can you show
capacity.
me where it's
I
been
believe-
effective?
I believe naturally humans hold a collective spirit. We are not atomized individuals. Neoliberalism has torn through humanity. in
So
a way-
individualism is out of the picture.
I believe we all have individual rights and the right to self-determination, as Palestinian people do as well.
Oh my gosh. I love this man now. I love him slipping in the call for Palestinian rights. And you know what? Free Palestine. These guys are absolutely wrecking this.
Very brave.
Yes. And I also believe that naturally we are innately collective. And I believe that we all exist in a mosaic of humanity. And I think the fact that the capitalist system and neoliberalism has completely destroyed that produces ideologies like the far right that believe that in some ways ecofascism is a direct result of that.
My God, you were throwing out all these really crazy, weird terms. Ecofascism.
Weird.
No, they are. Like,
No, I mean,
honestly,
like,
if you talk to a normal person,
Normal? Or just
ecofascism,
normal or
that,
uneducated?
that's really stupid.
The shooter self-identified as an ecofascist. He wrote a manifesto
Wait,
about the climate crisis.
The what? Did they bleep that out?
As an ecofascist. He wrote self-identified.
That's really stupid.
The shooter self-identified as
Oh, okay, they bleeped it out for some reason. I do like though that that Kaitlin Bennett's general stance is just not responding to any of their arguments or positions by just saying like, that's stupid, or you use big words. These are really big words, guys. I don't think average person knows what these words are, which means that your argument's invalid. Your argument's only valid if you use small words that I can understand, okay? Big words are a slippery slope that lead to complex ideas. Oh, Gallbet, I love you very much, okay? That was extremely good. You just made my life. Yeah, you ever hear the phrase brevity is the soul of wit? You ever hear that? It's a really famous and competent man said it in a play by Shakespeare. I've never read the play, but the quote's really good. So he was probably like a really smart and competent man in the play because he made a really good point. The guy who said that, by the way, in Hamlet, he was a joke character. You weren't supposed to take his advice seriously. Anyway, let's continue on here. We have 7 more delicious minutes of this video.
as an ecofascist. He wrote a manifesto about the climate crisis. He said he accepted the science and then scapegoated black and brown people as a scapegoat for the climate crisis. This is real threats that we're dealing with, and I think to say that they're not real problems really minimizes.
I never said that. I said it's silly. What is ecofascism? What is that?
I didn't... the point he was making, not a real problem, minimizes the issue, and then she just goes on to minimize the issue. This is amazing. What does that big word mean? What's that big word mean that you said?
It's this idea that it's a branch of far-right politics. Usually far-right people don't accept the fact that climate change is a real pressing problem.
What do you think about this? You're just a bystander. What do you identify with? Are you a right wing, left wing? Don't really care?
Don't really care.
Okay.
I'm in the middle.
Okay. What about eco-fascism? Are you contributing to that?
I wasn't really listening to anything that was just said.
I don't blame you. If you want to walk away, you're totally free to. You look like you have more.
Is your name Kaitlin Bennett or something?
It is, yeah.
Oh, I've seen you. I don't know. Okay.
All right, have a good day. All right, very cool, guys. I mean, I wouldn't be, if you're that.
I can't believe this is the best footage that they got, guys. This has been half the video almost. And this is the best footage they got. This is amazing. This is what they thought her owning people looked like. Who's her editor? She should kill him. Legally be able to murder him. This is incredible.
Conscious about slavery and the Native Americans, I wouldn't be on this campus if you told me all that crazy history. But, I mean, it is really weird that you're okay with communists being here.
So we can...
Yes, I need the education.
No, I didn't say that. I said we are here getting an education.
I mean, clearly she didn't know what they were talking about for most of the conversation.
Okay, so we can better the systems that we do believe are structurally oppressing people. It's not fair to just say we recognize that the history is problematic.
I have seen that movie.
But there's also a positive history that James very diligently pointed out.
Communists came out of the school.
Communist radicals, just people who think
that's
in
positive.
a different way. I mean, radical is an inherently positive
Communist,
thing.
that's okay.
Yes. The idea of communism is absolutely liberating. It's the idea of embracing a collective spirit to build a better world. I mean, what, do you have a defense of this instead of just acting shocked? Can you give me something to work with?
Yeah, so I think communism is inherently wrong because it strips away the individual. There's no more individual, so people can't be looked at as you're an individual, you're all different, you all have the right to do and be what you want to do and be and believe in. Communism takes away that ability to be who you are. It puts you in a collective to where thought is no longer about the individual, it's a collective thinking. Yes, it is. And then, inherently, communism is wrong because it's based off of theft. Communism is not okay because you don't have the right to your property under communism. Inherently, every person has the right to their property. You don't have the right to your property?
No. Well, right now we're not living in a communist system, but I'm willing to give up. Personal property is a capitalistic notion that has been embedded in us, so we think that it's...
Guys, can anyone find me, real quick, if you can't, not a big issue, but can anyone find me that clip of an ABC Family show that has that it's an episode of a show from ABC Kids or something where 3 of the kids in a class decide to be communists and the teacher decides to treat them like communists, and it's the most neoliberal take I've ever seen, because I feel like that's where Kaitlin Bennett's at, a kid's show understanding of what communism is. Oh my gosh. What am I hearing about a glitch in Wisconsin that might cost Biden Wisconsin? I would imagine that what you're hearing about in Wisconsin is probably not accurate. She can't debate and it shows. Absolutely. She's unable to push back on any of these ideas in a meaningful way. She likes communism, sent her to Cuba, Venezuela, so she could life that life, silly privileged chick. No, I think you don't understand what communism is, friend. I genuinely don't think that you get what communism or socialism mean. All of the people who have a response like that, I swallow, tend to be people who, can't even define the two words or tell what the difference is between the two words, and generally have a very limited understanding about the politics of, socialism or communism. The greatest thing about her Liberty Hangout is the posts everything, even when she gets destroyed. It's out, that's most of the videos. Oh, Girl Meets World, that's it. Thank you. Okay, just a second. Girl Meets World, communism. Ah, yes. Excellent. Okay.
Okay,
This
what's
is
this?
the
We are
lowest res
cleaning
I've
up
ever
a wall
seen.
to protect ourselves from them.
Don't you think that's a little extreme?
It's the judgment of the honor board to separate those who cheat.
Share. Hey! We all said it at the same time! I'm hungry. What is happening to us? Whoa.
I don't think so.
We don't want to become like them. We'd rather remain a free society of individuals.
Instead of whatever the heck that was.
But isn't the best part of a free society the fact that it allows its people to consider all beliefs?
Yeah, but I want my friends back, Mr. Matthews. Can you fix this?
You know, I graded your recent exams. Mr. Fryer, 100%. You get an A. Mr. Babineau, 100%. You get an A. Ms. Hart, Ms. Matthews, Farkle, 100%. You get a C.
What? We get a what's that you say now? How do we get 100% and get a C?
Because when you get everything right, but you don't do it yourselves, it makes you average. A divided by 3 is a C. Look at you.
No, they all got 100%. 300 divided by 3 is 100%. Even the math doesn't make sense, guys.
You're all the same. You're average. You're common.
Communism. This is why it fell. People didn't want to all be the same.
No, commune. It's not communism. It's commune. A commune.
Without incentive, there's no motivation. Without motivation, there's no advancement. In a truly free society, we share the best parts of ourselves without cheating. Because we get to learn who we are individually.
Come on, guys. Separately, you're the best individuals I know. I miss you. Please come back.
Maya?
Yeah. I think I'd like it better if I was doing well because I was doing well. But now you're not me. There's only one of you, Farkle. There's only one of all of us.
Okay, this clip is too long. I don't care anymore. Anyway, yeah, this is where Kaitlin Bennett's at. Okay, and again, difference between socialism and communism. So, socialism is essentially the democratization of the workplace, aka workers control the means of production, and B, the decommodification of a significant portion of the economy. And then communism is a third step on top of those two things, which is the dissolution of the state. I think you would be hard-pressed to find any nations on Earth that have reached all three of those criteria, or even all two of the first two criteria. So, yeah, just understand what you're talking about before you flap your gums about it, okay? Excuse me. Here we go. Let's finish this video.
The right thing to do. Because
Why isn't it right to have your property and have a right to your property?
because private ownership is directly related to like the exploitation of the people who are creating the thing.
So consent to trade with an individual is exploiting? Hold on, I'm talking to her.
No, wait, consent to trade. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. So to clarify this right here, this is a common misconception that by giving workers the means of production, that means that you are taking all property away from everyone and then redistributing it. That's not how socialism or communism has to work. You can have it be that instead you are just having workers collectively own the companies they work at. Like just having the means of production be the thing that is collectively owned. You don't have to like barge into people's houses and be like, "You have a PlayStation 4. It's time you need to give it up." I don't know why I started talking with that accent. I don't even know what accent that was, but yeah, we don't have to like go and confiscate all property from everybody and make sure everyone has the same property, okay? there's a difference between personal property and private property. Private property is what is used to control the means of production. That's the thing that we want to take away from private owners and either through various mechanisms eventually have workers own collectively. Anyway, let's go. Yes, socialism means more democracy. Do you like democracy? Then you should like socialism, okay? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it to be racist. I don't even know what accent that was. But you're right, it probably was racist to somebody. I apologize. It's my D&D voices coming to life, okay? No one wants to take personal property. Absolutely. And how dare you call me a Dem-soak? I am a market socialist. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. We're having a good time here.
When did trade become a point?
You talk about capitalism is wrong because it exploits people.
By the way, you can trade and have markets outside of capitalism.
Consensual trade. I'm talking to her. Consensual trade is exploitation.
Consensual trade is not happening in capitalism. It's not a barter system.
Trade is fine. Everyone's on the same playing field.
Yeah. I do need to make it clear that literally the entirety of human race up until the dawn of capitalism, and like early like proto-capitalism, like mercantilism, you had trade going on. You can have trade and markets outside of a capitalistic context. Gosh. People like this just like make my head hurt.
Capitalism does not produce even outcomes for people.
That's the point. It shouldn't. It's trading.
I mean, if you want
it's competition.
Everybody else.
Some people inherently are better. Get a job.
Some people are inherently
What if we
better.
live in a system?
We don't.
Why did they bleep out racist? Are her viewers so triggered by the word racist that they have to bleep it out? I don't understand.
Don't.
Have you read The New Jim Crow?
We don't live in a society.
Like
I see
racism
different colors of
doesn't
people
Okay,
all
give me
around
the
me
evidence.
every day.
Just give me the evidence. How do we not live in a society?
So why are 13% of black people disenfranchised right now?
Because
black
13
people deserve that?
I did not say that. No, I don't think anybody inherently deserves something based on the color
Then
of their
explain to me
skin.
why 13% of black people are
We're
disenfranchised
not killing
in
them,
this
so
country.
it must be
So
fair,
13%
right?
of the
Oof.
population
Wow.
is what makes
Hello,
up black
Septipus.
people.
Millions of people are disenfranchised because of the systems
Tell me
that
the
this
system.
country is based on.
Tell me the system.
Mass incarceration, the prison industrial complex, the military industrial complex are all perpetuated on the notion that black and brown bodies are less than white bodies.
The problem here, by the way, is that I think that they're talking at too high of a level to reach her. Like, yes, they are wiping the floor with Kaitlin Bennett. I like, just like earlier in the night we were talking about how do you reach conservatives? I think that they need to significantly dumb down their rhetoric for it to make sense to Kaitlin Bennett, because you have to accept a whole lot of other premises before you accept what they're saying here, even though what they are saying is 100% correct. She has no idea she is being wiped. This is absolutely correct. But they need to be able to start from, like, ground zero and, like, build up to that, right? You need to be able to start with, like, extremely basic concepts to work up to, the prison industrial complex is racist. Teletubbies is too high a level to reach her. Right, but I mean, like, in conversations like this, especially, like, if this was a one-on-one conversation, I would say, maybe you guys are right, maybe she's too far gone. Except, she's giving them a platform through her show. So this is why it becomes much more important for them to be able to reach people like her, even if they can't reach her directly, right? So, like, they would need to start at a much smaller scale than they initially are here, I think. Yeah, if you didn't know better, that you would 100% think that this is satire, it would be incredible.
That's in the law.
That is prescribed in the law, yes.
Can you show me
I can
where?
show you
What's the law?
The 13th Amendment says it abolishes slavery except for the fact of people in jail, right? So it's like you have this issue of mass incarceration because black people are, for the same crime, the same amount of times they're committed, they are incarcerated more times because they don't have resources to get a lawyer. They don't have resources to get any legal defense, so they're put in jail, right? Then they're stripped of the right
So they're put in jail because they don't have a legal defense?
Yeah.
You have the right to an attorney.
You have the right to a paralegal. It's different. A private attorney has way more political power, way more social
These kids
capital
are
than a
based.
paralegal does.
It's really disappointing. You guys,
defender system isn't
you guys
funded
think so
because-
lowly of black people in this country that you think that they inherently do not have these resources. Why do you think
They
black
don't have the
people are
resources because
so
of white people.
below you? Why are they
Because
so
they were
below you?
enslaved for 400 years. Dude, have you read a book?
So they're inherently below you. You guys act like they can't do anything on their
We don't
own.
say they're inherently
You want
below.
to talk
It's
about
the structure.
guys? You
The
guys want to
system
talk
puts
about
them
a
below us.
prejudice?
Oh my gosh, guys. No, these kids are 100% correct. You mean the Clinton crime bill Joe Biden wrote is racist? Yeah, it has a lot of racist effects. It was, by the way, designed to try and mitigate racism, but the effects of the bill over a long period of time, we know. At the time, it was meant to ensure that there were that like white people and black people were roughly sentenced at the same to the same amount of time in jail, but that hasn't accounted for all of the crimes, and we still disproportionately imprison black people. But also, I do need to say, these kids are 100% correct. The average black family in Chicago has 1/40th the amount of wealth as the white family in Chicago. 1/40th the amount of wealth built up. And it's largely because of disenfranchisement and lack of like capitalistic opportunity over the course of 150 so years since we got rid of slavery. And yeah, they're 100% correct that if you are a poor person in America, you do have right to representation. However, the quality of that representation greatly varies depending on how much money you have. If you have wealth built up and you can hire an attorney, you have a much better chance of getting off. If you don't have the amount of wealth you need to hire an attorney, then you get a public defender who's juggling 250 cases, and you're pretty fucked. Like that's you get strong-armed into doing a plea bargain, and it's generally not great. Oh yeah, I know you're being sarcastic. And by the way, I don't disagree. Joe Biden is a racist old man. And Kamala is probably not a great person, and has had a lot of bad effects on during her time as a public defender. Talk about Lil Pump, 50 Cent, and Lil Wayne riding Trump's Taft. No, we already talked about that. Let's see. Delivery is a little too passionate, though, to foster a substantive back and forth. Yeah, I mean, like, again, this is part of the disadvantage that they have that I have. Like they are just randomly getting talked to on the street by this lady, and they're clearly not prepared for this, but they have a lot of really good facts at their disposal. It's just a matter of their presentation that's an issue. Let's take a look.
This system in a prejudiced society, the only people I see putting black people down below them is you guys, white liberals, white communists, that sit there and say, what are you?
I'm like a democratic socialist.
Okay, a communist. So you guys are the ones saying black people, based on their skin color, can't do X, Y, and Z.
No.
Yes,
we're
you
saying
are.
The system did that to them. We're not saying they're inherently.
And then there's that communist collective ideology. Yes, resist. What are you resisting?
I'm resisting you, bitch.
Wow, very progressive and brave.
Like, I don't understand what you're like. Can you just tell me what you're trying to accomplish? Because I want an open dialogue with you, but you're not giving me.
You just called me a. Do you really want an open dialogue when you're calling me names?
Because I want you to give
Will
me
you
This guy's
apologize?
loving it. I love
I'm
it.
sorry for calling you a bitch.
All right, thank you.
Fans at Kent State too.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you were there sucking. So actually, just for the camera, this guy was at a party at Kent State. I don't know what you were doing there, but he was giving out free jobs.
Is this her attempt at comedy, or does she actually know this guy is gay? Or is she just like being really bigoted? I can't tell. I honestly can't tell what's happening here. I think she's triggered. Yet a lot of the left voted for them. Well, yeah, like they're a better option than Trump, who is far more racist, like demonstrably. The conservatives can't do comedy. True, she's just being a bigot. Okay, I'm glad that's clarified. Here we go.
Wanted nothing in return.
Bro. Yeah.
I guess I was.
Why were you giving out free jobs?
Communism.
Yeah.
Give it to
you know,
everyone.
collective spirit, yeah. Share the wealth.
Redistribute the wealth. The wealth is his penis.
Great. You guys think you're acting funny, but I encourage you to look at this video after we put that in there. This is going to be great. We are running a huge sale at KaitlinBennett.org.
Yeah, this was great, Kaitlin Bennett. Thank you very much for putting this together. This is amazing. Yes, blowjobs for everybody. Okay, redistribute the wealth. I don't know. Just like, guys, I feel like if her point was that communism's bad, and their counter argument was that, yeah, you get free blowjobs under communism, I feel like communism would generally win out with that argument alone.